I get this question a lot. I'm at a B2, B2 plus level. How do I get to C1? How do I make that jump? And I've been thinking about my response. And here it is. First of all, and you might not like hearing this, a lot of the people who purport to be at a B2 plus level are not. I think a lot of learners have been lied to, perhaps by teachers. You know, you trust a teacher. So if they tell you you're B2, you're going to believe them. Why would you not? I think some people have been misled by simply passing an online C1 quiz test. And if it tells you that you're at a B2 plus level, that doesn't necessarily mean you really are. And I think some people maybe are just lying to themselves and a little bit delusional. And why do I say this? Why am I just calling people out? From my experience as an English teacher in Poland, this is very common. This is very common. A lot of people overestimate where they are with their English and their level. I've heard so many times people say to me, I'm a B1, I'm a B2. And yes, sometimes they really are. That's true. But a lot of the times they are not. And I don't know where this tendency to overestimate comes from. Is it a Polish thing, or is it just an English learning thing? Wherever it comes from doesn't matter. We need to become more comfortable with saying I'm an A1, I'm an A2, and really owning it and being honest with ourselves. So if you are in this category, then you are definitely not ready to take the C1 jump. There's no point in cosplaying a C1 English learner if you're not actually truly at a B2 plus level. It's a waste of time. You're better off just being honest, figuring out your real level, being real with yourself. Oh, I'm actually A2. Let's start there. That would be much more helpful than creating this goal of a C1 and trying to chase that. Just be real, be honest with where you are, and then figure out where you need to go from there. So that's the first thing. Now for my main argument. Let's assume that you really are at a solid, real B2 or even B2 plus level. My question to you is why? Why do you even want to get to a C1 English level in the first place? I think the answer is quite obvious. You want to improve, right? You want your English to be better. And because of that, the C1 it seems like the next logical step to take. But what if it's not? What if there's actually a better next step for you to take? I think the B2 plus stage is the perfect time to start asking yourself, how can I make my English more natural? Not just more academic and more advanced. Before we get into what you can actually do to improve, let me explain the kind of C1, C2 trap that exists out there for English learners. So a lot of the content online, for example, that is designed to help you jump to that C1 level is based on vocabulary.
Stop saying nice. Learn gregarious.
My brother is gregarious and makes friends easily.
Her gregarious nature made her a perfect tour guide.
It's ridiculous advice, it's ridiculous content in my opinion, and I think they're just selling you the dream that if you just use words like this and use less words like nice, you will be at that C1 level. But here's the thing, as a native speaker, as someone who grew up in the UK, I can tell you for a fact, no one really speaks like that. I have genuinely never heard the word maybe I have like once or twice, But I've never really heard this word in conversation with another human being. No one uses words like that. And 99% of people don't use half of the words that appear in these C1, C2 vocabulary videos. And what does that mean for your English? Let's say you learn some of these crazy C2 words and you try to use them in a real conversation, right? Now keep in mind, in today's world, there are more non-native English speakers than actual native English speakers. So let's say you're having a conversation and you use one of these C2 words. The chances are the other speaker won't even understand the word you just used. And even if it is a native, they probably won't understand either. And what's the point of that? That's not what language is about. That's not what English is about. That's not why we communicate. We communicate to be understood, to get our points across, not just to use advanced vocabulary for the sake of it. And the other thing is, you probably won't be able to even learn these C2 words in the first place. To learn a word, like to really learn a word and be able to use it in a conversation, it's not about memorizing that word. You need to hear it being used in context, multiple times and in a variety of different ways, in a variety of scenarios. That's how we learn words and remember words. We need to hear these words in the movies we're watching. We need to hear them in the podcasts we're listening to. We need to read them in the books we're reading. We need to hear them in the conversations we're having with other people. So now tell me how to learn a word that no one uses. You won't. And then you won't learn it and you'll start feeling stupid and as if it's your fault for not learning the word. And maybe you don't deserve to be at a C1 level. So it's a trap. If you want that feeling of comfort and confidence with your English, it's not necessarily going to come from more new English, especially if you're at that B2 plus level. I think it's going to come from practicing and applying what you already know and putting those reps in. Anyway, the A1 to C2 ladder is based on an idea of the standard English framework. You're climbing the ladder of standard English. And my advice is, especially if you're at that B2 plus level, step outside that framework. This A1 to C2 ladder, that's a bit like university. I encourage you to, if you haven't already, get out into the real world a bit more, if you know what I mean. Using what you already know, try to immerse yourself in the non-standard world of English, where people are speaking informally and the non-standard way, where people don't think about grammar rules and conventions. And in fact, the non-standard world is where grammar rules are bent and manipulated. Learn how to use the language to make it easier and more simple, rather than learning more advanced things to make the language even harder. That is where the magic lies, in my opinion. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, your coach or your professor will only give you the next belt, or the black belt, for example, when he sees that you are really ready and you can't rush some of those steps. And he won't give you that black belt just because you really want it. It doesn't work like that. And you have to apply the same approach to English. So stop chasing the label C1, C2. Stop obsessing over the badge and aim for this. Aim to understand a variety of English speakers. Aim to be understood in any context, whether you're giving a presentation, chatting at a cafe, or negotiating a deal. Aim to have your academic English strong, but also know how to bend the rules and play with informal, non-standard English at the right moments too. Aim to speak smoothly and automatically, almost like without thinking. And aim to remove the translation process, so you're not translating things to Polish back to English, back to Polish, all that stuff. And here's the irony. If you focus on these things, your English will improve a hell of a lot more than if you just focus on that C1 next level. No, and the irony here is that by not actually chasing C1, you will get to C1. And you'll arrive there with a skill set that is far more useful than just a certificate. Let me know what you think, share your thoughts, let me know if you agree with me or not, that's absolutely fine. This is just a thought of mine, you know, and it doesn't necessarily apply perfectly to every single person watching this. So take it with a grain of salt. And by the way, the English in this video is about at a C1 level. So if you can understand it, understand most of it, hey, you are well on your way to getting to that C level. Hey, but if you still want to practice your C1 vocabulary, I am hosting a live stream at 7 p.m. today, Monday the 11th of August, where we will be covering C1, C2 vocabulary, along with effective methods of actually learning the C1, C2 vocabulary stuff. Even though I said C1 could be a waste of time, you can still check out my live stream where we practice some C1 vocabulary, but the proper way. So thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time, and as always, peace.